Okay, so review for 20 kilos with the weight vest. Dips, hurt my shoulder because I think the back weight was pulling me too far back. So I was like out like this. No, I couldn't get back in. For pull-ups, it definitely sinks back. So if I could get it tighter, that would be awesome. I have to play with that. But for push-ups, with just the back horn and rows over there, it was fantastic. Like, if someone could load it especially, but if I want to put 20 kilos on my back, I could do that with the suspension system or something. It's a good setup. So yeah, I think for maybe heavier pull-ups and dips, it might not be the best choice, but in general, it's pretty good. With the lady from Parramatta about Syneti's. Yeah, it was a very nice conversation. It was just, I guess I came back to like, yeah, Eddie's, you get out what you put in. There's opportunities for everything, and I'm glad that I did it because it gave me purpose and it made me realize I could take on all that responsibility and handle it, and also what I couldn't handle and what I was and wasn't interested in terms of like what I wanted to give back or what I wanted to do in my life. But it set me up, and that I got the respect because I showed the effort, but everyone that tried could have gotten that same respect. I do believe that. And I took every opportunity I could. So it's a very good chat. Sound like never stop learning. Apparently I sound like a fine young man. So if only she knew. Okay, so noted with the Kensui system. So no pads, that's 20 kilos. Not sure how stable that is, but that's there. And I would need to do one hole lower. So at the moment, I think that was I had one hole and then the big one. So I'd do 2 holes and then the big one. So at the moment it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll be able to touch 6 holes on this side, including the big one. That'll give me enough to get it up easy. Goddamn, man, what a big day. So I had the chat with the Psych, probably the last time. Well worth it, very well worth it. It's just about owning it, like it's nothing I didn't know, I suppose, but in terms of being with people, like there is a universe in which people will accept. And I guess if we're talking about me, like my lowest when I don't want to talk, like mum does, and my extreme when I'm happy and fun, and they still love me just the same, and they wouldn't trade me in for anybody else. So what I do, whether it's because I've got to know, and just if I'm not talking right now, doesn't mean I can't. The social skills are there. If I really want to go out and I really want to do it, I will put myself out there for sure, absolutely, for all the fun things, and I will be the guy who dances, and I can do that. But also, I need my time to myself to work really hard, and to be able to give to people and feel appreciated, and someone will understand that, and people will understand that, and I'll be able to meet their needs. And when they're down, lift them up. When I'm done, they'll be able to lift me up without compromising our own health, because what we're actually doing actually helps the other person. It's just about owning it, and I've got to know, yeah, like I'll be okay even when I'm by myself, or if I make a bad decision, well, I've got to own it, or I make a better decision, you know. Yeah, I think that was a massive thing that and with about needs being met, like maybe I'll meet their needs and I'll be able to help, but like I like receiving, but also I've got to give. Like I like to give and see other people happy, make sure they know that they're appreciated. I think it's just something I like to do in general, but also it's like they'll meet my needs like mum does without me even have to asking her, without me having to meet their needs to get my needs met, like a transaction, like feeling that, oh, they won't like me unless I'm the perfect person that they want to be. I've got to own who I am and compromise. Like she used the example, like someone really wants my attention, I'll meet them halfway, but I can't come the full way, and they should be able to come this way. And if they don't want to, that's okay. It's nothing personal. Maybe they're avoiding the reality of the situation. Maybe they just don't want to. But there are people that will, and I've got to believe that. And whether I voice or whether I say it, whether I think it, whether I write it down, I've got to believe it, and it will happen. That people, I'll be able to help someone, they'll be able to help me, and it will feel just easy. And I have to communicate and constantly work out each other's needs to make sure that they're being met and communicate. But I'm willing to adapt and change, and I'm sure someone else would be, and will be able to as well, because age is a big thing now, and feeling like if anyone is against me or whatever, maybe they feel threatened, or maybe they feel threatened that they're not good enough and they're not doing what they should be doing, which is by being with me, when maybe that's not what they really want. And I've got to know what I really want and try to help somebody, but if they're not helping me back, then what can you do? So owning it, trusting that there is mutually beneficial relationships, and trusting that maybe someone will meet my needs without me meeting theirs, and vice versa, that I'll be able to meet their needs, and that we'll be able to grow together. And by talking and talking and talking, we get stronger. We don't grow further apart, because that's a bad relationship. Just found an interesting word which I shared, which I'm proud that I did on Instagram, because I thought that it would help somebody. Genuinely, I was worried that what people would think of me by posting it, but I posted it, and I'm happy I did because it might help somebody. Is JOMO, the joy of missing out, which I can't look it up because it'll stop recording, but it was something like purposefully disconnecting as a form of self-care, as opposed to FOMO. And I found that quite interesting. I think it speaks for itself. Maybe I'll talk to you later. Some more points I wanted to add from the notes I wrote is that, it's okay if you don't want to talk. You need to have your own boundaries and meet someone halfway. If you're in a relationship together, you get together because you have fun and you are compatible. But to stay together, you need to negotiate and talk. And you're both happy to do that, and you both grow closer. And if they only like one side of you, when I like both sides of me, so both the extremes, and that's not okay. Maybe they need to find someone who is always one way, and they find someone who accepts me for both ways, and vice versa. And they won't get angry with you if you feel like your needs need to be met. They won't challenge that, because they just respect you just as you respect them. And they won't trade you in. So maybe I can't, needs are always changing. Maybe I can't meet all my partner's needs all the time, but maybe I can be their first option, just like I'm someone's first option. And maybe, I suppose that would change as you get older and maybe married and life catches up and whatnot. Your life partner or your wife or whatever becomes that one person. So I guess that becomes more likely as you get older, because right now, like, everyone's got FOMO. It's like you want to have multiple experiences, which I guess is a good thing. So I should do the same if I want to, but also enjoy doing my own thing. So I think I'll find that balance, and I am. But they won't trade you in for somebody better, which I think I worry about that. But in saying that, I don't know, because I can't say I've ever had heaps of options, which is not true, I guess. But I'm also very selective, and I'd much rather be by myself than with someone who I don't want to be with. So I just trade time with somebody with my first and the only choice I really wanted, with myself. So I just spend more time with myself. So something to keep in mind. But just trying to be authentic in my words and what I say as well.